Hey guys, it's Becky. I am back with another process video. Today I am going to be using Felicity Jane papers for my layout, and I'm also going to be using a sketch again by Laura Whitaker. It is going to pop up in the right hand side of your screen. Right here I'm going to show you the papers that I think I might be using. These are mostly scraps that I have left over from Felicity Jane. I'm trying to get them used up. I have all the Felicity Jane stuff, all my Felicity Jane stuff in one box, one iris container, and it's getting full. And if I don't get some stuff used, I'm going to have to cancel my subscription because that's what I kind of limited myself to, just the one iris case for those products. Okay, so today is Friday, June 29th. I did have my surgery on Wednesday. Everything went good, so hopefully I won't have to have any more surgeries. I'm feeling good. In fact, yesterday I actually did this voiceover and I uploaded it to YouTube. And when I uploaded it, it said that there is no sound. So here we are doing this again. Okay, so this sketch I'm using, I love these sketches, and this is why. There's so much detail on it. Like up there at the top it says title, and there's some stitching through it. Now I don't opt to do the stitching through it, but it gave me the idea to do it, but I mean I didn't. But down there in the base you can see where a bunch of the squares, they're backed with black. I did do that, but I didn't back with black. I backed it with kind of a dark aqua color. So I did do that, and they gave me the idea to do that. Also on that sketch you can see there is a frame, so I did go ahead and add a frame into it as well, only I couldn't be bothered to pull out my frame punch board, so all I did was cut some 1/2-inch strips and just kind of made a box out of it, just a very generic frame. That's how I got my frame portion. Right here you can see I'm backing those strips, like I said, with this dark aqua color. Now for the big banner piece, I did not have enough of that color left over to back it, so I just leave that on its own. I will end up distressing it just to give it a little something extra though. I did choose to use some white cardstock for this layout. It is a textured cardstock, but I am using the smooth side of it. Okay, so you can see right there I cut that banner, and it is a piece of paper from Felicity Jane that is striped. I don't think all of these papers came from the same line. I think some came from a different line. Well, you can see right there that paper right there, the polka dotted one. I went ahead and decided to back that one too with that dark aqua color, and I'm guessing that's dark aqua. I don't know. Is it teal? I don't know my colors. I am going to back that one as well. What I'm going to end up doing is cutting it in half and putting part at the top and part of it at the bottom. But in the end, you are not going to see any of it poking out on the bottom side. Here's why I went ahead and decided to de-stress the edges of that banner. Alright, so I do have a little surgery tip for you if you're interested. When I was in there getting ready for surgery, this nurse comes in and she's trying to put the IV in the back of my hand. And she's just jabbing me with this needle, man. She cannot get it, and my veins are rolling. It feels like she's hitting my bone or something. It hurt so bad. And I was getting so frustrated, and I can't believe she didn't call someone else to do it yet, because it was like 5 minutes. She's sitting there stabbing me, and I said, "Did you flunk that class?" And she says, "What class?" I said, the one where you learn how to put a needle, IV in the back of someone's hand." And she was really offended. Of course, don't be a smartass to the nurse, because then she continued to jab me like 5 more times before she called someone else to come in and do it. Don't do that. Never offend your medical workers while you're still in their care. You will regret it. So the other lady that came in, she didn't try to do it on my hand because that vein was already messed up, so she had to do it in my forearm. And I don't know what she did, but the bruise on my forearm and my forearm hurts worse than any part of my body that has got stitches in it. Seriously. So I'm just like, ooh, okay, note to self, don't do that. She wasn't a bad nurse. She apparently didn't like my jokes, though. Okay, you can see I pulled out these yellow flowers. I did fussy cut those out of a piece of paper. I wanted to put a little bit of more contrast color in there, so I pulled out those coral flowers as well. In the end, and not even in the end, here in a minute, those are going to come right off the page. I don't like the way they look together. They just don't look right to me. So I am going to take them off and swap them out with some pink instead of the coral. It's like the coral with that green that's in that coral is a totally different tone to my eyes than the other papers are. See, there's that little frame I made. I did cut it in half. I'm going to put one on one side of the photo and one on the other side of the photo. Does it really look like a frame? A generic frame, because that's what it is. I couldn't be bothered with getting out that frame punch board, which I should do because I do like me some frames and I do like to play with tools, so I should probably get it out. There I was pulling out that dark aqua paper again to double check again. Do I have enough left to back this? I didn't. I don't know why I was pulling that out to look. Here is where I'm going to swap out those dark coral flowers for those pink flowers. You can see I have a little pile going on the left hand side of the screen, and that's where those little pink flowers, where I fussy cut those off of a piece of paper as well. You can also see some clocks there. I had went to Tuesday Morning a few weeks ago and picked up the Stargazer paper pad, and one of the sheets in that paper pad had a bunch of clocks in it, so I just fussy cut those clocks out. You can also see some black leaves sitting over there as well, because when I was at Tuesday Morning, a bunch of Bo Bunny stamps were in, and this one stamp set had these cute little leaves, so I stamped out a few of those in black, and then I fussy cut those out, and I am going to use them. I think I'm going to show you the paper pad and also that stamp here in just a few minutes. The funny thing is, like, if I go to Tuesday Morning and get something, I always want to use the stuff immediately. I just can't help myself. So after I got home, I pulled out the stamps and pulled out the paper pad and just started cutting things and stamping things. Can't help myself. I'm like that when I get new stuff. A lot of people will not use their new stuff. They'll kind of hoard it a little bit. That is not something I do. I like to at least get my hot little hands on it at first, and then I'll put it away and forget about it most likely. So that's how that works. Okay, here I'm going to go ahead and commit to the placement of everything. I'm going to put that banner down. You can see I already stuck together that cluster, and it's going to sit right over that banner. This sketch is funny in that the fishtail of the banner is pointing to the top, not to the bottom. I did stay with that. I stayed basically completely to the sketch, almost, it looks like. This is a photo of Marissa and BJ. It's funny because this is also the photo of them I have on my desk at work. And this one of the fellows at work comes and says, "Oh, she's so pretty." She is pretty. And I said, she really is pretty. But then I said, that's a filter. He's like, what? I was like, that's a Snapchat filter. She doesn't really have ears or a gold nose. He's like, really? Guys are funny when they don't know what Snapchat is. Yesterday, when I was just sitting around in the recliner, I was bored. I started watching Sex and the City, and I was playing on my phone, and I started playing with Snapchat. And I only played with Snapchat one time before, so I couldn't remember how to do it. I actually had to Google how to take Snapchat filters, or how to take a Snapchat picture. It was funny. And I took a picture with all the filters. What you do when you're bored, right? Just sitting around. Like I said, I did come in here and did this voiceover yesterday, but it didn't go so good. The outfits that I am going to use on this page are also from Felicity Jane, and it just says countdown. Now, when I Googled my title, I know I wanted to be countdown, but I couldn't. I was like, is countdown one word or two words? Well, it's one word. And when I put it on the page, it doesn't look right. So in my instance, for this page, it is actually going to be two words. It's going to be countdown, 2 words. I'm going to go ahead and commit to the placement of everything here. I'm tucking in those leaves that I had stamped out right there. Isn't that stamp the cutest? I used that little leaf that's right there by my thumb. Oh man, that stamp is so cute. I did get like 2 or 3 Bo Bunny stamps last time I went. In fact, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I have a doctor's appointment today, and it's over that way toward Tuesday morning because I don't go there very often. It's probably about 40 minutes from my house. So I don't really go very often, but I think I might pop in there after my doctor's appointment today. Assuming my husband's in a good mood, because he'll be driving me. He doesn't usually mind because he'll sit in the car and wait for me. He likes to people watch. I like to people watch too, so it'll probably be okay. He probably won't have a problem with it. I am going to pop up those clocks, a couple of those clocks on some foam tape. That's what I was just doing with this one. I don't know if you can tell, but that clock, it's kind of like a copper foil on it, and the other clocks I put on there also have foil detail on it. Right here is where I first put down the title, and it is just going to be straight across. Look at that. See, that doesn't look good, does it? I'm glad I didn't stitch through it because I do change it. I actually did consider following the sketch with the stitching over the title. Glad I didn't, because it is going to be changed. That label I just put down there under the photo, it says my favorite, and then I pull out these little puffy black hearts that are from Felicity Jane, and I give those a little bit of a scatter around the page. The 2018 I am going to put down there under my favorite. Right there, I was just holding it up in front of my face, seeing if that countdown looked crooked, and this is where I'm like, I don't really like it. So I am going to change it after I finish up with these black hearts. Now, when I got these black hearts, I love them so much I ended up buying like 2 more packs. The package has hearts, stars, and circles, and they're in white, black, and gray. They're really cute. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and change that to where it says countdown. Now the N is going to be overhanging to the right a little bit, so I am going to take a pink fussy cut flower, put it above the N, and also add another black puffy heart to it. And after I do that, I don't do anything else to this layout. I want to thank you so much for joining me. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.